Alright guys, so this is already day 2. I just got done cleaning it a little bit, and what I'm gonna do today, there's a little some pinholes right here and right here from the BONDO. I guess air got in there, and as I was sanding it revealed some pockets, so I'm just gonna go light skim BONDO over every little one, make sure it gets packed inside, and then from there I'm not gonna have a lot of it protruding out from the surface, just a skim coat. And then I'm gonna go over the whole thing with the wet sand over this primer, and this is like 3 or 4 coats of primer. And yeah, wet sand everything, reprime it, paint it, and clear it. Should be good. Alright, so before any wet sanding or filler or anything goes on with an abrasive, I'm just gonna make sure that the actual panel is protected, the light, bumper, and the flare. I'm not really gonna focus too much in here. I'm just gonna pass it real lightly. I don't gotta watch out for this or up here or anything, but definitely this light. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go over it with a 400 grit and a little body filler, and it should be good. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna give it a once over sanding. You could kind of see a little waviness, but that's all good. It's not gonna be perfect. There's some pinholes right here. I'm just gonna sand it out, find all the low spots where the pinholes are, and apply a body filler there. I'm not gonna really sand too much over here because this is just a regular panel, undamaged, so there's really no correcting that has to be done right here, just in this area. Alright guys, so That's how it looks so far. Skim here, there, and built it up a little bit right there. Gonna do a little extra work. And yeah, they actually have like a glazing putty where you can put over everything, and it sands really smooth and dries very hard. But that stuff is like 30 to like 60 bucks, and yeah, I don't really do a lot of body work, so I just use a little Bondo. I'm gonna wet sand this with some 400 grit. It's gonna cut it down pretty fast. And yeah, and yes, I do wet sand body filler and Bondo. But yeah, so it should be good. Getting ready to prime this again and get ready to paint this thing already. Can't wait. Alright guys, so I got everything sanded down. Now due to all the wet sanding and wet sand and dry sanding and all that, I'm gonna retape it because you don't want any debris to be in the edges, especially if there's dried like water that hasn't dried yet. You want to make sure it's completely dry and dust free. So that's why I'm like taking everything off, cleaning it with acetone, retaping, primer, and paint. Alright guys, so I've been kind of lagging it because after respraying, reprimering, I started to get some fish eyes right here, and that is super frustrating. Finally got it to the point where it's not coming back. I cleaned it up, and now it's time to lay some base coat. It's gonna be crazy. Alright guys, so for me, the most important thing I want to make sure I do is keep the can at a right distance and cover a right amount. Don't get streaks and don't be too far, because if you get too many streaks, that metallic is going to build up and you're going to run metallic all the way across. And then if you try and correct it, you're just gonna have a lot of metallic on top of metallic stripes. And yeah, you can see it to a certain extent on the final product. And the reason why you don't want to be too far back, because your metallic is just gonna lay there and it's gonna fly away, and it's not gonna really adhere that good to it. So it's good to have like a good medium coat for the first one, not really a tack coat, but yeah, and have it at a good distance, and you could kind of see the metallic right there. Looks pretty good. Alright, so that's first coat, let it dry, and then the second coat. Alright, so looking more green. That's looking pretty good for a second coat. This stuff covers very well. I want to make sure I get all in between and in back and just the edges and everything just in behind it, and tuck in that paint. It's looking good. I'm gonna let this dry up real quick and then I'll go for a third coat. Alright, so it's been a few minutes. This stuff really gases off pretty quickly because it's nothing but just propellant and stuff. Third coat right here. Alright, so that's the third coat. I'm gonna go for the fourth and final coat, and that should be it. I'm gonna lay the clear after that. Alright, that's about it. Let that dry up and put some clear. Alright, so this could either make it or break it. Applying clear makes everything nice and shiny. We all love shiny things, but if you know, the body work wasn't really done nicely, clear coat, it tells all lies. So it's time to bring out the actual beauty, or if there's any in this thing. Let's see. Alright, so that's the first coat. Alright, so here's the second coat. Alright, it's getting better and better. Not too bad. Alright, so I'm gonna go for the third coat, let this flash off, and we'll be ready. Alright, so unfortunately, it wasn't recording, so that's a third and final coat. Pretty nice green. That's where all the body work was done right here. It doesn't look too bad. Gonna let this dry for about 30 minutes and then unwrap it, and job well done. Let's see how it looks unwrapped and all that. Alright, so the paint didn't match all the way. Definitely not how I wanted it to, but for the look and the price of supplies and stuff, it's really not that bad. Here, let's get a faraway shot. That's a faraway shot of it. Not too bad. Could be way more off. This seems more like a green, and this is like a more seaweed green or something. But yeah. But they like it though, so that's all that matters. And plus, I got a little slight overspray in some areas. If you look at the tires, this thing was actually taken to Texas. It came back from Texas not too long ago, and it's gonna go for a full detail. So any little minor overspray is gonna be easily taken off with the detail. I mean, even wax can take off, you know, a fine mist from aerosol. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut it off right there. That's the video. Hope you guys liked it. This is definitely something new for me, for doing something this nice. I mean, doing this job to something this nice, but besides that, I think it came out okay. I would rock it. Alright guys, see you in the next one.